here at the beginning, since I'm on the circuit now and traveling. But welcome to all of you, especially family who have traveled in to be with you. I've got a whole pew full back here. My family. I'm glad to have all of them and appreciate them traveling a couple hours, getting up early and getting down the cold roads to be down here and worship with us. And then we're going to gather over, my family's going to gather over at the Parish House Fellowship Hall to have a big Christmas dinner together where we got plenty of room. The more and more we get of us, the smaller the houses seem to get for some reason. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to gather over here today and enjoy that time. So glad for all the family that could gather and be here today. And glad for the folks from over at the Brown Church and perhaps some from St. John. I don't know who all's out there. But welcome to all of you. Glad that you got to hear this cantata. They've worked hard on it. We appreciate all the work they've done. But you know preachers, they got to preach. And so I've got it nailed down to about 45, 46 minutes here. Actually, about 10 or 12 minutes. But this is such a big day. I just feel compelled to share some little message. And God has given me something that's fairly brief. And so I want to share it with you today. If you haven't noticed, people have a lot of concern about Christmas. People are involved in so many different, you are involved in so many different things. I mean, your things at work, and parties, and gatherings at Christmas time. In the community, you've got various organizations you're a part of. Your kids are involved in sports, and you have some Christmas gatherings with the kids. You have activities in the church. I mean, you're just all these different things. People get concerned about how they'll be perceived. And so they get uncomfortable at Christmas because they're in all these social gatherings. And so some people are really amped up about Christmas. They're afraid if they might make some silly mistake or do something out of turn or do something that's embarrassing. So kind of like this woman I read about who had a large circle of friends and a lot of different connections. And she had nearly 50 that she thought, I'm going to surprise everybody buying gifts this year for Christmas. But as it does for all of us, Christmas snuck up on her. And suddenly it's almost, and she hadn't done any shopping. And so she thought, well, this is just too much. I'll just get them all the same card and send them a nice card. And tell them I love them, and all that. And so she went out, and of course, by a few days before Christmas, I mean, the card selections, if you've ever been around the card racks this time of year, it's just chaos. I mean, everybody's sorted through them and thrown them everywhere. She couldn't find a whole lot that really fit, but she finally found this box of about 50 cards. Just nice picture, nice lace, gold, and all this. And it was really attractive. And she was in a hurry. She got to get this stuff in the mail. Grabbed that, didn't look much at the verse, just grabbed it. It's just going to be great. Signed it with all my love, and Shirley, or whatever her name was, and shipped out 40-some cards. Never saw any more about it till on New Year's Day. She kind of slowed down by that point, and she walked by the table, and there was those 2 or 3 left cards in that box, and she picked one up and thought, well, I better at least know what I said, and opened it up, and in it, to her absolute shock, was this little rhyme. This Christmas card is just to say, a little gift is on its way. A little embarrassing. It's already past due, so she really had to do some fast-paced shopping. We're all capable of doing those kind of things. For other people, their great concern at Christmas is gaining a few pounds because we all like to eat, and Christmas is all about feasting. And every place you go, they want you to eat a pie or a cake or some of this rich food. So you're afraid of gaining a few. That's a grave concern, gaining a few pounds at Christmas. Some are concerned about waiting too late to get what your loved one really wanted. I mean, they've left stuff on the table. They've left little hints here and there. They want this diamond ring, or they want this, new bow or shotgun. And you've waited till now. You go to the store, and the racks are clear. You can't find much. It's too late. And so there's this fear of the procrastinator's fear at Christmas. Or you forget to get a gift for someone you should have thought about it. Obvious you should get a gift for this person, and you didn't get one. That's another common fear. And then there's that dread of getting a gift you really don't want. You don't want this. You could never use it in a million years. And you get this gift. And some people stay awake at night afraid they're going to get this gift they can't use. Remember one guy, he left all kinds of notes on the table around when he was a kid. He wanted a basketball. He needed a basketball. He could just see himself out there shooting baskets with this new, brand new Wilson basketball. The Evolution. Left all kinds of. So, under the Christmas tree was this box about the size that would hold a basketball. And he was so excited. And he couldn't wait. Christmas morning. Tore into that thing. It was a world globe. What am I going to do with it? You can't even invite the stupid thing, he said. But he smiled and he accepted it from his mom and dad. There's disappointments of that nature. Still, there are others on the edge of Christmas because of the treacherous weather that they may encounter on the way to Grandma's house. And my family had to be concerned about that getting down here today, but it was nice for them. Special order. Well, I think all of us would agree. Those are legitimate concerns around Christmas, but I think we'd all agree that those are not very serious concerns. My biggest concern is not something quite so slight. My biggest concern is very serious. My greatest concern is that while many people do know the story of Jesus' birth, know the Christmas story, they have never experienced it. It's never become real to them. It's possible to have the knowledge of Jesus in your head, but never have it in your heart. And this whole business with God is about relationship. It's about love. A love for God. That's the greatest commandment, Jesus said. It was the greatest commandment. Love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. I hear people talk all the time in various contexts. They believe in a higher power. I've asked a number of them, you have some kind of spiritual dimension of your life? Do you have some knowledge or faith in God? Oh, I believe in a supreme being. Well, the devil believes in a supreme being. That's not doing the devil any good to believe that God exists. It doesn't do us much good either. It's, what are you doing with that knowledge? What are you doing in relationship to that God? You can know Jesus in your head, but you cannot have Him in your heart. And that happened near the first Christmas, not at the first Christmas, because our traditions blend stories that don't go together. The wise men were not at the stable, but that's where they always put them. They were not there. Jesus is up to 2 years old at the time the wise men arrived. But it was close. It was close. So they kind of package it together. But it happened with the wise, in the story of the wise men. Our message today from the Word of God is found in Matthew 2, 4 through 6.